Hello, I'm Mike Gordon. Welcome to my perfect playthrough of the Disney Classic Games Collection for the Nintendo Switch, where our objective is to complete pretty much every single version of Aladdin, The Lion King, and The Jungle Book in that order. And I'm going to start with Aladdin for now. And as a special reminder, these are all the achievements that we need to get. So when I say pretty much every version of Aladdin, I also mean the Final Cut and demo versions because they both have achievements dedicated to them. We have to successfully complete all of Abu's bonus rounds in Agrabah, and we have to beat the game on all 3 difficulty settings. Aladdin definitely has its lion's share of the. You'd think Lion King would, but nope. Aladdin is clearly the main draw of this collection, so it has all the achievements. Lion King only has the achievements for beating the game on each difficulty setting, and Jungle Book doesn't have anything. So, even though the Super Nintendo version is rated set at first, I'm going to save this one for the very end because this is a DLC title. It's also a completely different game from the Sega Genesis version, made by a completely different studio. In fact, the reason why this is why the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin, as well as the Jungle Book in general, were not a part of this collection initially. They were both the Jungle Book and SNES Aladdin were developed by completely different developers. Aladdin and Lion King were Virgin Games and Disney Interactive Studios, and Aladdin on SNES were developed by Capcom, and I forgot who the studio was that developed Jungle Book, but we're gonna start the good old Sega Genesis version, and let's go watch the demo. So I gotta watch my P's and Q's because there is some copyrighted music here. Before I begin, I want to make sure everything's covered. So, okay, obviously the HUD down there is available. So we're gonna watch the normal version. This is basically the game on the normal difficulty setting. In Agrabah, a faraway land of wind, singing, a young street rat named Aladdin must steal and survive. Meanwhile, Jafar, the Sultan's advisor, plots to take over the kingdom by stealing a magic lamp for the perilous King of Wonders. Our story begins on a dark night. I'm gonna be careful here because I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm gonna mute the music for a bit. Now, I want to showcase something for you guys. You can clearly see the HUD down there, so you know this is just a video that we're watching. And to prove it, I'm going to activate Facecam. Obviously, I can, in effect, rewind. I can skip some scenes. But by and large, the game is playing itself without any input from me. But anytime I can resume, I can actually start playing wherever the demo leaves off. And if I pull a few strings, I could even potentially earn an achievement. I could even cheese the game and earn an achievement even though I'm not supposed to. I'm going to be muting the music quite a bit in this perfect playthrough because all this music is copyrighted. And yes, it is true. It should technically fall under fair use of the commentary and gameplay. The problem is, this isn't my footage. This isn't my gameplay footage, this is someone else's. And, commentary has to be super stringent since it would require me being critical of the video's content in order to fall under fair use, or I just have to rip into it and and roast the hell out of it. And honestly, the gameplay footage here is looking pretty flawless, all things considered. Amazingly, the demo is footage here is pretty flawless here. So I can play this music, because technically this is just generic music. It's not from the movie at all. They did make some original tunes in this game, which in the Aladdin Genesis, which is kind of rare for these games. Usually all the music is from the soundtrack, so you can't record it unless you get copyright. Maybe Disney doesn't give a shit. And no, this is not some shitty YouTube or some shitty remixer on YouTube who does crappy remixes on YouTube just so they could claim copyright to material they don't actually own. Essentially committing copyright fraud. No, I mean this is normally gonna come from Disney or the House of Mouse. They are very super stringent about this sort of stuff, and I can't even rely on gameplay as a reason for fair use here, because I'm not the one playing it. Alright. Having escaped from the guards, Aladdin is approached by an ancient beggar. It's a cave, boy. A cave of wonders, filled with enough treasure to make all your dreams come true. Yeah, the story of Aladdin the video game. You must find the two halves of a magic scape. First half is lost in the desert. Yeah. Aladdin's Sega Justice has a slightly different plot from the one from Aladdin the movie, obviously. No, they aren't. No, doesn't look like they're gonna backpedal. I can tell this is normal difficulty because the starting life count was 5. And yes, starting life count more or less determines your starting, I don't know. The screen dark. More or less affects your starting apple and life count. So you want to play the game on the hardest difficulty, so go ahead. You basically start at 0 life. With 0 lives, so 1 death, it's game over, and no apples. Anyway, since this isn't copyright music, I'm gonna go ahead and get dinner started. Silly me, this isn't a live stream. I can't just go out, leave the recording to get dinner started. So there is a problem with the demo in that the demo doesn't really uncover all the different secrets in the game. For example, one of our perfect playthrough conditions basically involves finding the pillar in just about every level that he's not just out in the open in. He's pretty well hidden, all things considered. I mean, we'll continue to watch this all the same because this information can be pretty informative. But yeah, he doesn't even bother tracking down the peddler in this demo. Which is fine because we will have to replay this game on. I'm gonna replay the game on the easy setting and then I'm just gonna cheat my way into the final level. But how can I do that? If I cheat my way to the final level, I won't be able to get the achievement. Right? Well, obviously, I don't have time for 2 different play sessions in this game, but I'll try to come close enough. That was basically flawless on this one, though. Personally, I would just aim for the gems. Well done, Street. The second half of the script is an Agrabah, the possession of a clever thief. Agrabah rooftops. Oh, I gotta be careful. So it doesn't seem obvious at first, but this is the first song that opened. Well, technically, second song, but the first song sung by Aladdin. So I'm just gonna try to mess around with the sound a bit, so I don't get copyrighted. So yeah, you can tell what the song is from watching the movie. I'm just gonna leave it on mute now. I don't think I need to show any more of this. So again, the AI doesn't really think to try to find the peddler in this stage. Oh yeah, it should be. Yeah, here it is. He's completely passing the peddler. So the peddler's location in a couple levels, specifically levels 2 and 3, are pretty obtuse to say the least. Yeah, I would hate to know what would happen if you were to somehow miss that flute. Completely ignoring the genie head. Oh yeah, I don't want to leave this completely muted forever, but I gotta be careful when playing music from the film. When I'm not, especially when I'm not playing the game right now. This is not my gameplay footage, this is somebody else's. Yes, okay, I've done some commentary on the footage itself. The guy who played it, whoever it was, for whatever reason chose not to. It is a pretty flawless run, I'll give him that. And this is kind of sloppy. You can literally while Hazim here, the humble thief, as he puts it, is pitifully easy. There's really no trick to this at all. You can literally just barrage them with sword swings in that corner. Like, this guy hasn't even taken any damage yet in this run. And yeah, this is basically the recommended strategy. Just get into the rhythm and throw the apples into Razul. He doesn't even get the Abu token. Something else I noticed, he didn't get the Abu token for this stage. Which would be the same bonus round as in level 1, by the way. So, yeah, the game. With both halves of the scarab, Aladdin is ambushed unexpectedly by the palace guards. You won't get away this time, thief. It's the Sultan's dungeon for you. Unhand that prisoner by order of the princess. Sorry, princess, you'll have to take it up with Jafar. Cast into the Sultan's judgment and think only of Jasmine, the girl from the marketplace. If you ever have a chance with the princess? Oh, wrong thing I want to do. I want to click on. Sultan's Dungeon level 4. To think, when I actually do get around playing this game, I don't have to watch the cutscenes again, because we already saw the whole movie. I made a pun. Yeah, you would think the demo would be super helpful in trying to track down all the items that you need in order to achieve a perfect playthrough of this game. All the secrets and whatnot, but no, they just go straight for the end of the game here. But at the same time, they don't take any damage. Just gonna stay here? Yeah. Interesting placements for the skeletons. Oh! Shit! I forgot about... Mute the music. If you detect any copyrighted music on here, mute it. Remember, I don't have the excuse of this being gameplay backing me up anymore, so I gotta be careful. Alright. So yeah, these movies that we watch, they're always going to be based on these demos will always be based on the game's normal difficulty setting, rather than easy or practice or anything like or difficult. So just the default setting, nothing more. In the little heart that he doesn't need. So there are some interesting tips and tricks to deal with some difficult situations. Why even kill that guy if you're not going to get the apples he guards? Alright, let's see if they can continue this flawless run with these bonuses. Yeah, they don't even bother getting the lives anymore since they've already maxed out. Give me the Scarab Street Rat, and I will show you the way to the Cave of Wonders. Go on, boy. Take nothing but the lamp, and you can return for the treasure. Jafar, could you hurry up? I'm dying in here! Far easier to steal the lamp from a street rat than from the Cave of Wonders. Oh yeah, on the higher difficulty sites, they actually introduce additional monsters, whereas easy mode tends to remove those enemies out. Some of those enemies out, like the fish. Fish are not available in practice mode. Those guys will you can only attack them when they are trying to attack you from behind. This guy has a ton of gems. His back pocket that I've gone unused. At least he got the Abu token this time. So yeah, they are actually pretty good at spawning this. There's only one more There's like only one tune track left of the game that's actually copyrighted. That's A Friend Like Me. Of course, the end credits also features another reprisal of A Whole New World. But pretty much for the rest of the game, that's just all the music here is original to the game itself. You got nope, you're gonna hold on to those gems. You know, some of their apples, your gem count is capped off at 99. You're better off putting those to use purchasing wishes, so that if you run out of lives, you could just use a continue. Oh, obviously when he goes up there, you want to jump and attack. Looks like he took damage. Yeah, shock, I know. No, it's okay. He's back. He's topped off all the way. There's a boo. Like, he doesn't even bother going through that platform to a secret passage to the other side, which would make this whole client situation a whole lot easier. Will take a little longer, but I digress. Goes the weasel. Boo in the cave. So there's technically 3 bonus rounds in the entire game. 2 in the Agrabah stages, and 1 in this Cave of Wonders. And if both Agrabah stages be identical, but in Final Cut, they replaced one of the second Agrabah stage with one in the penultimate level, a palace bonus round. Duly noted. Infidels! You've touched the forbidden treasure! Now you will never again see the light of day! The escape! And then this level in particular is infamous. There are almost no enemies here, just a couple bats. And they are a pain in the neck to avoid. And then those boulders, which will be one shit, the big ones, though, not the rocks. Lava is an instant death, because it is indeed lava. And generally, you just have to be perfect with your platforming here. Got the Genie head here. Damn, huh? But not a Genie head. Isn't there something else over there? Do not go up the top. At this point, I would not bother dilly-dallying capturing all the hearts because you are about to get crushed by a boulder and time's of the essence. This game is really good at avoiding Jafar. Now, will they be able to complete Rug Ride without taking a death? That will be the question. Just gonna watch this. Now, this is the easy part. The hard part is yet to come. Very close to the Genie head. Stay here, down. Oh, I'm starting to get a little cross-eyed watching this. Sorry. And not to mention dizzy, man. I know what the. I think I know what the problem is. It's the footage speeding up while the lava tidal wave is like strobing. Last episode for free in the mouth of the cave of wonders collapses, trapping Aladdin up inside. Aladdin selects his prize, is suddenly swept into a strange world within the lamp. And this is when we get to another copyright music, so I'm gonna put the cursor over here. I'm not gonna mute it straight away though. Ah, well. I like the Earthworm Jim levels of Easter eggs back here. You can literally see a Model 1 Sega Genesis in the background, alongside a CRTV. Several Genesises and CRTVs. Think of it. I'm just gonna show you quick samples of the music, because again, I don't like a copyright struck. Oh, you already know, listen to this part. By the way, that pillar is a pain in the butt again, and it basically requires hitting him from a certain angle. Obviously, this AI is not gonna bother, so they're just gonna go for a straight shoot or path. This and Rugrat are the only two levels in the game not to feature any enemies. Though don't think for one moment that this level's a cakewalk, because it isn't. There are bottomless pits literally everywhere. The whole stage is basically one big bottomless pit. And leaps of faith. Let's not forget about the leaps of faith. Oh yeah, look at these tiny ass platforms. Alright, now it's recycled. Now it's repeating, and oh, level's over. Go into the mouth, the genie's mouth. Free from the magic lamp, the genie helps Aladdin escape the Cave of Wonders. Oh, wanna meet this? Oh, I forgot to read the last part. Oh well. I thought there was something was supposed to happen down there. So we're back to generic music tracks here. Come on. Guess I have to study the pattern first before I do anything. Let's go, let's go. We are, yeah, he is largely ignoring the genie heads now. Oh yeah, I should before I mention, Iago is the only generic enemy in the game that respawns. Every other enemy, once you kill them, they stay gone. Sometimes you can actually, like what you saw just now, you could briefly see two Iagos. So I don't think that's supposed to happen. Crossing off free Iago, and he's not bothering with the Peller. Gain any wishes from the Peller. And now they get the Genie. And now you get to the boss fight against Iago proper. And specifically, it's this machine that Iago's running that is technically the boss. Yeah, Iago's the target, but that's because he's operating it. Alright, are they gonna... You have so much gems, it's ridiculous. Instructed by Iago, Aladdin recovers to find the lamp is missing. I can't imagine trying to play take on the final boss without apples. Good work, Iago. Now that I have the lamp, nothing will prevent me from ruling all of Agrabah. Like, I don't think it's even possible to beat Jafar without the apples, and that's the hard part, is you want to maintain your apple inventory as much as possible so you can have enough fuel for the final boss. Same music that played during the escape level. Alright, now there is a trick that I'm gonna pull up that will help us nab our first couple of achievements straight away. And it's totally free, and the best part is it's totally free! And once again, he's not gonna bother with the Peller this time. I guess, yeah, 71 apples more or less should be plenty for the final boss. For the final fight against Jafar. Why do you even need to throw apples on someone who's right next to you? So yeah, this run isn't entirely without blemish, and they've been skipping quite a few things, including all the extra pillars. But now, this is to test a true Aladdin player's mettle, the final boss, which is in two phases. It's against Jafar the Sorcerer. And again, the only way to damage this boss, to my knowledge, is with by throwing apples. And I have no idea what. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh. Now, save state. What? Yeah! Sink my day! Defeat Jafar in Jafar's palace! And what else? What else? Just a normal day. Beat the original version of Aladdin on normal difficulty. We got 2 achievements for dirt cheap. Oh, and we want to mute this because this is copyrighted. So where am I? Where am I? That means all I had to do to get these 2 achievements is watch an entire video. Take over from the very last hit of the game, save state, quit out, resume where I left off, finish off Snake Jafar, and I get the 2 achievements associated with this. Are there other achievements I could cheese? Yes, we could cheese the other bosses, but they're pretty easy. They are pretty bloody easy, all things considered. We can't cheese the other difficulty settings, though, so that's bad news. So that is bad news, all things considered. So, go ahead and cheat my way through all of those. I'm gonna try to as I said, I'm gonna try beating the game legitimately, at least once in each version. And there's also no reason to do the demo mode for allowing us on the S because there are no achievements. But this is a hack that'll help you out gain the normal trophies and final normal trophies in both Aladdin and Lion King. Fortunately, there's really no easy way to get to the fight through difficulty in both games, but there are ways, I suppose. I'm almost tempted to just use cheats for the rest of the way. Alright, I could just skip that. Alright. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and let's play the demo. Well, shall we? Like an early version of Disney's Aladdin, first shown at a trade show in Chicago in 1993, contains art and gameplay that was still in progress and unfinished at the time. See if you can notice all the differences between this version of the game and the fish one. Well, Seriograph. Alright, let's do this again. Faster, Iago. Faster! I must know who can enter the Cave of Wonders. Let's extend him a special invitation to the palace. Alright. Huh. So it's kind of unusual. Wow, this is very. What the hell? I take way too much hit in our way too. Now these animations have not yet been filled in. These guys take way too much damage. Oh, and the enemies respawn infinitely. So I'm trying to grab Babu here and it's not working. Now with demos, because the whole point is to give the game a try before it comes out. Abu? Cheap. We're trapped. Eep. I can't see anything. Wait a minute. I've got a lamp. Just a second. Uh-oh. Inside the lamp. So, skip ahead to level 8. There's no music. Yeah, I'm not muting this time around. This is so annoying. It's already over? Well done. I do like the sparkly effects from the Cave of Wonders, but this is kind of interesting. This guy takes way too much damage. There's something on sale here. Problem is, there's like almost no health recovery anywhere. So I can still hit them from beneath the platform. And you climb these really slow. Like, there is no way to damage Iago before he gets. So, obviously, the enemy that got cut pretty much got cut because he was a sword swallower. I think I don't want kids replicating that. Beat the Aladdin trade demo. Okay. So that was. So we did quite a lot for ourselves so far. So tomorrow we're gonna try to beat Console S version on easy and hard mode, and then maybe even find time for Final Cut version as well. So, if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have already done so. I greatly appreciate it. With all the way, this is Mike Gordon, sign out.